thus far, every drill hole we've put into the main Panther Creek shear zone, this 5.6 kilometer trend, has hit mineralization. And so what we try to do with our drilling is, of course, find the higher grade chutes and areas to start the mine plan with. We've got one of those at Joss. We've got the start of one of those in the South Pit area. And the question is, do they connect?
Hello, welcome to Assay TV. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Hugh Agro, who's President and CEO of Revival Gold. Revival Gold are advancing the Beartrack-Arnett Gold Project in Idaho. Hugh, welcome back to Assay TV. Last time you spoke with Assay TV, you had just put out your mineral resource on Beartrack-Arnett, but now exploration continues apace. Tell us what you've been doing at the project in 2022.
That's right. We just put out a 4 million ounce resource on Beartrack-Arnett when we last spoke, and had started the drill program, and we've now got some results. So in the Joss area, which is our target for high-grade mineralization, we've come up with some beautiful follow-on results from the program last year, including 3.5 grams per ton gold over 115 meters, within which we've got 10 grams over 11 meters in the core of the mineralized body. So now outlined over 1 kilometer of strike, 500 meters of vertical elevation, and some super grades in there, averaging over 7 grams per ton gold in the high grade core.
Fantastic. And this long intersection, I mean, what does that mean for the potential future for the project?
Well, we'd initially thought about this deposit as, of course, 2 phases. The first phase being oxide open pit heap leach, and then a follow-on phase of what we thought was going to be open pit mill material. And now what we're starting to see is that there's a high-grade core to the deposit as we go deeper in this orogenic gold system. And I think what this is leading us to is the prospect for an underground high-grade mine to start once we get into the mill phase of the project.
I mean, if you take a step back a moment, in terms of sort of the location of the Joss, this Joss discovery, where does it sit within the overall project?
It sits on the southern end of a 5.6 kilometer mineralized trend. It's really quite impressive. And for those geologists amongst the viewing public, this is an orogenic gold system. These do tend to be quite extensive in both strike and at depth. We're in the southern part of this 5.6 kilometer trend, about 1 kilometer of trend outlined thus far, but it's open. It's open to the south, it's open to the north, and we're still open at depth.
I believe at one of your holes, the possibility of trying to sort of link up Joss with the old South Pit. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's in the drilling yet to come. So we'll see how those results pan out for us. But thus far, every drill hole we've put into the main Panther Creek shear zone, this 5.6 kilometer trend, has hit mineralization. And so what we try to do with our drilling is, of course, find the higher grade chutes and areas to start the mine plan with. We've got one of those at Joss. We've got the start of one of those in the South Pit area. And the question is, do they connect, and what can we do with them in between? And they are separated by about 2 kilometers. So this is a very prospective area for us, as is the Ward's Gulch area, which is further north, where we have an intercept that grades 71 grams per ton gold over 10 meters at about 450 meters depth. So lots to follow up with at Beartrack-Arnett. We talked about the program that's this year underway. We've got about 7 drill holes into this Joss area, and we've got 2 rigs now over on our oxide target area called Haiti. So that's where the focus of activity is now.
I mean, moving over to Haiti, how many holes are you planning to drill over there?
We'll probably get a dozen to a dozen and a half holes in there. Primarily focused on infill drilling, also some expansionary drilling on our Haiti oxide heap leach target area, all within 150 meters of surface, deposits open in all directions. But it's important because, of course, we're going into a PFS study, and the more material that we can put into that PFS study, the better. And every year of cash flow is in the order of $40 to $50 million of benefit to the project. So mine life's important, and we're working on that now at Haiti.
Absolutely. And in terms of the grades over at Haiti, how do they compare with what you're finding at Joss?
Yeah, Haiti grades are running at about 0.6, 0.7 grams per ton gold in oxides, all close to surface. So this is pretty precious stuff. Leaches very well. One of the things that we've completed now is our column testing on that material, getting 92% recovery of gold from heap leach. And that's compared to 75%, which was assumed in our resource update that came out in May. So we're seeing some really nice numbers there relative to prior assumptions. We'll see how that pans out for the PFS to come.
Absolutely. Talking of the PFS, where are you at with sort of getting ready for that? I mean, are you sort of appointing some consultants and things like that, and getting work on some of the study?
Yeah, we've got a great team working on it, led by our VP Engineering and Development, John Mayer. Joined us earlier this year. John's put together a dream team, Caps Cassidy Associates, IMC Global. We've got KC Harvey on environmental and permitting aspects. And so we're underway. We've got the geotechnical work done, hydrological work done. We've already started our permitting preparations, stream sediments, fish monitoring, all of these things that lead to, of course, the restart of operations. So lots of progress being made there. PFS expected mid-23.
Absolutely. And in terms of sort of, are there any sort of similarities, similar projects around the world, which might give an indication of how this project might pan out?
Well, in the first phase, which is, as I said, an open pit heap leach, really modest in scale, something like plus or minus 70,000 ounces a year of gold, but from existing infrastructure, very important to mention. That's pretty standard stuff, and we've seen lots of that in the Western United States. So we got a lot of talent in the state of Idaho to do this kind of thing. Past operation was an open pit heap leach operation. So I think that's a relatively low risk from a technical point of view and from a financial point of view project to deliver. Beyond that, as we go into the mill phase, it gets a lot more exciting. We're talking about something that could potentially do 250,000 ounces a year from a mill operation. And I think the best project analogy that we've been able to come up with is the Kittilä operation operated by Agnico Eagle in Finland, Europe's largest primary gold producer. Similar scale of project and similar processing, mill process, very similar flow sheet, and operating a slightly less tons per day than what we would envision at Beartrack-Arnett, but producing about 170,000 ounces a year of gold and long life to asset. So there's lots of other similar types of project deposits in the orogenic style of mineralization. Fosterville is one of them. You started out with low-grade mineralization at the surface and then went into high grades at depth. And we see that at Beartrack-Arnett as well. So the story is just really beginning in terms of the exploration potential and the longer term potential from the Beartrack-Arnett project in Idaho.
I mean, as you mentioned, that you touched on infrastructure there. You got some infrastructure in the region?
We do, yeah. Roads to site, power to site, active power, an existing ADR facility. It'll have to be refurbished as part of our reconstruct plan, but these things are important both in terms of lowering risk, reducing capital, and also in terms of minimizing our time to re-permit the site. Of course, we've already got some aspects of permitting already in place, and the definition around what's required is pretty well known at this stage.
Excellent. Getting to the pointy end of the project, so to speak. So over the next few months, you've got the drilling going on, you've got the PFS starting up. What should sort of investors be looking out for in terms of sort of key goals and milestones for the rest of the year?
Well, of course, more drilling results from the Joss area. We've got a couple more to come out of there, but also from the Haiti oxide area. And then, of course, we're going into our PFS, and we'll have that out for mid-23. It's a pretty busy time around the project. Company sits with about just over 7 million of cash as at the last quarter. So we're in good shape from a cash point of view, and we're really excited about what the next several months are going to bring.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us today for this update, but do come back and tell us all about it as the PFS and exploration results develop. But thank you very much, Hugh Agro.
Thank you for having me.